I'm just up at Chapel House Estate. Now, when I was up here one night in the summer, I saw a barn owl. I love an encounter with a barn owl. They're such a majestic, magical, beautiful bird. And I told the staff here, and guess what? They bought me a barn owl box to put up. Look at this. This is a really good barn owl box, and it's made from recycled plastic. And it's got a wooden base in it to keep it nice and dry for the birds as well. So I'm going to stick this barn owl box up high, up in this tree behind me right now. So when I site nest boxes, I put a lot of thought into it as to where I put them. I don't want them often. I don't want other boxes put in direct sunlight, prevailing winds, where people are going to see them too much in certain occasions. So I'm going to put this one up this tree here. So I'm going to lift it up and kind of see if it fits up in this tree just up here. Now, it's really important to take your time and select a good spot when you put something like this great big owl box up, because you don't want to get halfway through installing it and then realise you've got to put it somewhere else because it doesn't quite fit. So I've got this up here. It's quite light, this one, being made out of recycled plastic. So yeah, it fits there. So that is where it's going to go. Oh man, I just realised I forgot my spirit level. So I've got to go all the way back to the van now to get that. Got it. I'm just pruning away a bit of ivy with my little chainsaw, and it's all wood's gone down the top. Whoa. Sometimes I think it's good to have the camera rolling when I'm doing stuff like this, because if I fall off my ladder, I can send it to one of my favourite comedians, Harry Hill. If You've Been Framed is still going. So barn owls will actually breed in the winter if there's enough food. Here in England, this is the most northern point of the barn owl's territory, because they're over in Europe and places like that as well. And they're such a great bird. They need all the help they can get. And one of the biggest problems is people putting out rodenticide. Now, I'll say this, pest controllers that put out rodenticide are awful. It's an absolute terrible chemical, and it's one of the reasons for decline for our barn owls, because they're poisoning the food of the barn owl. So barn owl scoops up a dying or dead mouse or vole that's eaten some of the rodenticide, or rat, and then of course it's secondary poisoning for the owl. So those bait boxes with rodenticide in are awful things, and it's really irresponsible, and it has an effect on hedgehogs as well. Right, the saddle's up. It should just clip on. Should. So it's up, and I'm so hot now having done this. Now I've mounted it up in a tree. It's always tricky in trees. You've got to keep an eye on your fixings as the tree expands as well, to make sure it's safe, especially with a bird as important as a barn owl. And I've cut a bit of the ivy back just to make it fit, but you know, ivy's a really important plant, so I haven't cut back any more than I need. It's one of the only sources of food out there for a lot of birds at the moment, the ivy berries. So yeah, let's have a look at that. You've got the landing platform there, then you can go in the hole, and you're in. And this wooden bit here is going in as the floor. So, done. Keep an eye on it, check it's secure for years to come, and hopefully we'll get some barn owls moving in. We might get a kestrel, we might get stock doves in there. Worst case scenario is getting damn grey squirrels in there, an invasive species grey squirrels, and if they get in there, they fill it with nesting material, and they're a nightmare to deal with. So, you know, grey squirrels are a real threat to our native wildlife, and one of the reasons is out competing for nest spots as well. So I really hope grey squirrels don't get in here. Nice one owl box up, and it's a long way down. I'm going to drop the camera. Get wild.